Kamen Rider Geats episode 41. I don't know about you guys, but these past couple of episodes of Geats have been really freaking good as we entered this brand new story arc leading into the last batch of episodes. Now, last week we had the big cliffhanger, or the big ending of Keiwa's sister Sarah being killed by Buffa, and Buffa owned up to it, and then it ended with Keiwa getting his brand new form, Kamen Rider Shogun, or Kamen Rider Tycoon Shogun, but it's not called that. I believe it's called Kamen Rider Tycoon Bujin mode, or Bujin sword, so it's called that, so we have an official name for that form, and seeing it in this episode, it looked really freaking sleek, really cool. This episode had a lot of really cool fight scenes, and I know Kamen Rider isn't always about the fight scenes, but the fight scenes we got in this episode were really freaking great. Like, we got some really good civilian fights, like we got Win and Ace fighting Jeet, or Jito, whatever you want to call them, and that was really cool, because that was a really cool civilian fight. And then when Keiwa confronted Buffa, there was a really good civilian fight amongst the two, where they started throwing hands, and that was really well choreographed as well in this episode. So like, the fight scenes we've had in these recent episodes of Kamen Rider Geats have been really freaking great. But not only that, this episode had a lot of character growth and character moments for our heroes, and our heroes turning villains. So of course, Keiwa is going into big sad mode as he's got no one to fight for, no one to live for, so he doesn't know what to do with his life. And he got Samori to create his brand new power-up with the goddess's powers. And it looks like from like the episode previews and from what they've been hinting at with Kekara getting inside Keiwa's head, it looks like that Keiwa is going to go like bad guy mode, he's going to go rogue, and he's going to start working with the bad guys to make Samori grant his wish, and sort of he can be the new goddess of creation and sort of shift the world in his ideal world, because he ain't happy with Samori helping riders, and he ain't happy with Buffa right now. And Buffa is going on a bit of a trip in this episode, as he's still accidentally killing Jamatos, who are people, which he comes to the conclusion like, oh shit, not another one. And then he's getting haunted by the ghost of Sarah in this episode. So seeing the ghost of Sarah haunting Buffa, or haunting Michinaga, was freaking crazy in this episode. I did not expect to see that. That's something that I didn't expect the show to go on, where he'd be haunted by the ghost of someone he killed. And Buffa has been like dropping bodies left and right as he's killing the Jamatos, because he doesn't know, but he knows this is the only way to save them, because they're out of options. They don't have many options left, so to him, this is the only choice they've got. Now, another character that's been going on an interesting journey in this show is Neon. Now, Neon last week, she paid a visit to her mum. She got screamed at and she said she's going to live her own life. This episode, she visits Daddy Time Fire, who is behind bars, and Daddy Time Fire is like, oh no, if only it worked out in my favor. Why didn't it work in my favor? You could have won, and we could have had a good life, and you could have married Kyun, and everything would have worked out in my favor. And she goes to him to find out, like, if he can make her a Kamen Rider again. And what's interesting about Neon is she wants to live her own life. She knows that she's not sort of like their daughter, she's a creation of it, but she's turned to what is her parents, but going to them for advice. And Neon is like the last one of the original four that hasn't gotten their rider powers back. They're still sort of trying to discover themselves with what they want to do next. And I feel like Neon is going to be the last one to transform in this final story arc, and when they do, it will probably be a big moment for that character. But Neon's been on this journey of self-discovery as they've been trying to find themselves. Like, the start of this arc, they bought their own apartment, they were going to live with Sarah, and now with everything going on, they've been going to their parents and sort of trying to look for like the best advice they can get moving forward, to get some, I guess, closure going on in their life. That's the way I see it. But it's interesting that she's sort of living her own life, but she's turning to who was her parents, or were her parents, but she still views them as her parents, so I'm guessing she still has feelings for them, even though they're kind of scumbags of people. So that's interesting to know. Episode 41, I'll go on the rant and I'll die on this hill. I'm still disappointed that Daddy Time Fire has not had a henshin or got a rider form in this series. I mean, they could have done it. He's known to play Daddy Time Fire in Time Ranger, and he didn't henshin, which is kind of disappointing. It is what it is. Maybe we'll get it in a movie, you never know. But yeah, that's Neon in a nutshell, and I'm guessing she'll have a big character moment soon. Alright, sort of rewinding it because I'm jumping all over the place in this review, in this recap, in my ramble of my thoughts with Kamen Rider Geats episode 41. Daichi, he's gonna be the savior of humanity, but he's also collecting the memories of humans, I believe he said. And he's putting faces in a tree, which is creepy as fuck. But one of the things we find out that you can be infected by the Jamato parasite, but if you get infected by too many, you become a Jamato, and that's what happened to Sarah, and that's what's been happening to a lot of people who have been infected by the Jamato, and Buffa are the ones dropping their corpses left, right, and center. So that's one of them. Now, Daichi did hint at a stage 3, possibly, in last week's episode, but we haven't found out what that stage 3 is, and I guess that stage 3 is something that he's going to tell Keiwa when he has that big battle with him when Keiwa's out for revenge. So let's bring him back to Evil Keiwa. Evil Keiwa is quite the interesting thing, because we all knew that this guy would snap eventually, if Sarah was going to be like a rider, or if Sarah was going to die, Keiwa would snap. Keiwa would go villain mode, because Kekura's whole goal was to make him go through an arc to understand what being a true rider is, being what a true hero is, and Kekura is still trying to push Keiwa over the edge so that way they can use some Mori to get what they want. But yeah, Keiwa Evil, I really enjoyed it. Like, he's really vicious, it's very different, he's no longer that happy-go-lucky boy. He is out for blood, and he's kicking the crap out of Buffa in this episode. And seeing him use this brand new form was really freaking cool. Like, we got to see his special move where he spins the sword around and the moon's behind him. That was really cool. Really got a kick out of that. Now, will Buffa survive this finishing blow? Probably. But I wouldn't be surprised if Keiwa doesn't go for the finishing kill, but he breaks his ID core, so that way he can stop being a rider. But seeing how this is Ace's world, Ace could probably fix that in a jiffy, you never know. But yeah, Keiwa bad, I'm really getting a kick out of it. I can't wait to see where it's going to go next in this upcoming story arc, because it looks like we're getting a couple more episodes of it. This might be like a 3-part arc, or like sort of like the lead into the 2-part arc that Geats is known to do. But Keiwa's brand new form looks really cool. Now, we'll probably be seeing it in the opening moving forward, like how we've got Boost Mark 9 in there. So, that's something. But Kamen Rider Geats episode 41, really enjoyed it, really got a kick out of it. Can't wait to see where it's going to go next, because we're getting the finale like in a couple of weeks, in a month or so. So, look forward for that, and then we'll get all the Gachard news moving forward. Get used to me saying that a couple of times in reviews. We're coming into an end to Geats, which is crazy. But anyway, guys, what did you think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Tell me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. And with that said, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day or night. Peace out. Take care and bye.